Hello grade 10s. Today we are joining Sigra as she organizes data collected in a questionnaire. Previously, the concert committee set up a questionnaire to get opinions on who the school would like to perform at the concert. They also looked at their transport arrangements and the type of food they would probably buy. Let's see how Sigra goes through the feedback on the transport question.
It would be really nice if you could help me put all this information onto one piece of paper.
So, let's get going. To start with, apart from having a desk full of papers, what you've got there is what we call raw data. Raw data is information that has been collected but not organized in any way.
So how can we organize this?
Well, think about what you want to find out. You have 3 questions on your questionnaire and you want to know how many students chose which answers for each of the questions.
Can you start with my question, the one about transport?
Sure.
I need to know about the security and parking for the concert, and that would only depend on how many people are coming by taxi, by car, and how many are walking.
A useful way to sort this data is to make a frequency table with columns. You could start with a list of the types of transport in the first column.
Okay, I'll write walk, taxi, car, and other here.
Now, do you remember how to make tallies?
Is that where we make a mark for each thing we count?
Well remembered. So let's make another column for the tally of each type of transport. Now look at the first questionnaire. How is that person getting to the concert?
It says here by taxi, so I'll just put a tally mark right over here.
Now you need to go through the rest of the questionnaires and add to your tally.
The next one will be walking. This one says by car. This one says by walking. This one says by taxi. This one says
Sigra,
by taxi.
can I stop you for a moment and show you something that will make counting easier? You can group your tally marks in 5s like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5th tally crosses through the last 4.
Ah, great, thanks. This one is by taxi. This one is by walking.
After completing all the tallies, Sigra will have to add another column to the table. In this column, she needs to total up each type of transport.
Taxi, car, and taxi. Sure, done. 100 questionnaires is a lot to get through.
Well done. Now your frequency table will tell you the frequency of each item. In other words, how often that item occurs. So let's add up your frequencies.
I've already done that. Counting in 5s makes it a lot easier. Look, I've got 5, 10, 50, 20, 25, and with these two, 27 people who will walk to the concert. Let's see. 57 will come by taxi, 15 will come by car, and there are only 3 who put down other. 1 in a motorbike and 2 in ordinary bikes.
Great stuff. Now, are you sure that you counted every questionnaire and that you made the right number of tally marks?
I can't guarantee it. I was a bit confused at one point. I wasn't sure if I'd put down a tally, so I guessed that I had.
It's easy to count a questionnaire twice or leave one out. In big research projects with thousands of questionnaires, it's common for tallies to be checked by 3 or more counters because it's so easy to make errors. One way to check if you are accurate is to check the total. You had 100 questionnaires, so if you add up the frequencies, they should add up to 100.
Okay, let's see. That's 27 plus 57 plus 15 plus 3. That's 102 people. Let me check this again. I'm not sure I added up properly. Okay, 57 plus 27 plus 15 plus 3. It's 102. Wait a minute, I'm out by 2 then. Does that mean I have to start all over again? I'm sure this is close enough.
No, you're only out by 2, but it could affect your calculations for the whole population. So I'm afraid you have to go back and check.
I guess so. But I put the questionnaires into piles just in case I made a mistake. I'll go through them now. This one is right. Oh, here's where my mistake was. It's 25 walking, not 27. So let's go do the calculation again. That's 25 plus 57 plus 15 plus 3. That's 100 people. Great.
Well done. Now that you know you've got the correct data, let's have a good look at what you found. In other words, let's analyze the data.
Okay, the largest number of people, which is 57 people, are coming by taxi, which is not surprising for our school, especially at night.
Remember, this is only 100 out of the total number of people that might come to the concert. So this helps you to estimate how many people you can expect to come by taxi in total.
I'm not sure what you mean.
Your committee hopes that about 1,000 people will come to the concert, right?
Right. We're pretty sure that many of our students will bring their friends along.
So, 100 out of your total population of 1,000 is 1/10 of the total. So you could say that every person who answered a questionnaire represents 10 people. We won't know the exact figures for 1,000 people, but we can estimate. We can estimate that there will be 57 times 10 people who will come by taxi.
57 times 10 equals 570. Wow, 570 people coming by taxi. That's a whole lot of taxis. I'm going to have to ask the local police to close off one of the side streets and make it a drop-off point.
Good idea. Now, how many people do you expect to come by car?
That'll be 10 times 15 of these questionnaires. That'll be 150 cars. They can use the same drop-off point as the taxis, and if anybody wants to stay and park the cars, they can use the teacher's parking.
Don't forget, you may have to pay a security guard to protect the cars.
Oh, that's okay. If we charge people about 5 Rand for the parking, then we'll have enough to pay the security guard.
Good. But you'll need to tell people about this beforehand. Also, those that are walking will be happier knowing there's security at the concert.
I guess that would be 10 times 25, which is 250 people walking. That's quite a lot, eh? And for the 3 that are using other means of transport, it'll be 3 times 10, which is 30 people.
And that's it. You've sorted your transport.
Setting up a frequency table is quite straightforward, which makes many learners feel they don't need to study it. Then they forget how to do it in tests and exams. Make sure that you have made notes on how to do this before moving on to more difficult work. Thank you, grade 10s. That was interesting. Perhaps you'd like to look at the task for this section in the data handling task video. You can also learn more about data handling on our website www.mindset.co.za/learn. Keep working hard.